If you've ever felt like your interests don't matter, here's the truth. They do. You just don't see it yet. Most people never realize this, but the things you love, even if they seem useless now, will shape your future in ways you can't predict. But here's the part they don't want you to know. What feels pointless today could be your biggest advantage tomorrow. Stay with me, because in just a few moments, you'll see how this all connects. The interests that made no sense until they did. When I was younger, I had hobbies that felt different. While other kids were playing outside, I was obsessed with breeding betta fish. I'd spend my afternoons collecting food for them from a dirty canal, because I learned that tiny organisms called bobo made the perfect meal for my baby fish. It was messy, it wasn't cool, but I loved it. Then, one night, there was a huge rainstorm. I woke up to find my fish tanks flooded. Most of them had been washed away. I was crushed. I gave up on fish keeping completely. I never went back. At the time, it felt like just another silly childhood hobby that had no meaning. The weird hobby that changed everything. Another thing about me, I listened to the radio a lot. Not just music, but everything. News, talk shows, even farming programs I didn't understand. I didn't know any other kid who did this. It felt weird. Like I was wasting my time on something that didn't matter. But here's the part most people never realize. Sometimes the things that feel meaningless in the moment are actually preparing you for something bigger. Years later, when podcasts became popular, I adapted instantly. I understood audio formats, pacing, and storytelling without even trying, because I had spent years absorbing it without knowing. It didn't feel like a skill at the time, but it turned into one. Most people quit too early. Think about it. How many people give up on something because they don't see immediate results? They stop writing because no one reads their stuff. They stop making music because no one listens. They stop working on their ideas because they don't see how it will ever pay off. But here's what they don't realize. Skills compound over time. Just because something doesn't seem useful now, doesn't mean it won't be life-changing later. Most people never realize this, but the most successful people in the world started doing things just for fun, long before they knew where it would lead. The truth about your passion. If you love something, truly love it. Don't stop just because it doesn't make sense yet. Most people quit too soon, but the people who stick with what they love end up being the ones who shape the future. So ask yourself, what's something you love so much, you'd do it even if no one cared? Because chances are, one day, it will matter more than you ever expected.